Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth, and I'm back today to do a video for the collective on the astrology of Barbault's basket. I'm recording this on like the tail end of that formation. It's an astrological formation, which in the sky appears to be like a cradle. It looks like a cradle or a basket. Um, you know, it kind of, to me, it looks like the Big Dipper. Honestly, it looks like a dipper formation. And when I was thinking about this video, I was thinking, well, maybe there's like a cup association to it as well, because that's the first thing it made me think of. So like in the tarot, there's the Queen of Cups, there's the Three of Cups, there's the Two of Cups, there's the Ace of Cups. Just these are the first things that came to my mind. And so maybe we'll see some extra interesting emotional turning points. Essentially, the astrologer noted that there was going to be some shifting, positive shifting, because of this formation. And I was like, okay, I want to look at the cards and kind of keep it open and see if with the theme of turning points, with the theme of how things are going to turn. I've done videos like this before, and I'm really excited about them because I like to see how things turn around and shift and change, and leave it open and see how this astrology is going to affect people on a personal level. I actually have felt in this since the 19th that there's been a major shift in my trajectory and my own personal life. And I want to see if other people have had or felt such a shift in their personal life since the 19th. So the 19th to the 23rd. I'm recording this on the end of this formation, although, energies last. When things come into alignment, you remember that alignment. You remember that turning point. You go, that's the time when these things happen. That's the time when things came into alignment or fell into place, or that's the time you look back at it being like a major shift or a major moment. So that's what I'm looking for today. That's what today's themed reading is going to be about. And of course, I'm just super grateful for everybody who's here. This is a charm and tarot reading. I appreciate everybody's support. You're more than welcome to donate if you'd like. The donate link is going to be in the description box as well as the comments. Hopefully going to be able to get some subtitles for you guys. So this video should also contain some subtitles, but I'm just super excited to see what I get. I have not looked at this. Like, this is fresh for me. I'm coming at it with fresh eyes and just kind of open to seeing what we get. If you'd like to book a reading, you can still book readings. You can book it through PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App. I prefer PayPal or Cash App. And yeah, I'm excited to see how things turn out, which is, again, the irony here of the turning points. So let me lay out a spread and see what we get. One of the things that did come through the charms actually before I started recording was there's a double butterfly here. And there are these two pieces that came out right here, and there's this love piece tucked here. To me, this is like double portion. I heard double portion, double happiness, double portion. There is another YouTuber, and I've mentioned her, several times before in my readings. Her name's Shannon Yvette, and I think there's like actually a biblical reference or to double portion, to the concept of double portion or double happiness. Double portion, again, resonates with me as far as that cup being very full. If we imagine the basket being very full, this time is a time maybe more of abundance, or this is a time where your cup, your happiness is going to be very full, very overflowing. I also thought too, with that double butterfly, of the Jupiter energy. With the Jupiter energy, being in Leo is extra. It's bigger. Instead of you just feeling some semblance of happiness when, a Leo feels happiness, it's double happiness. And so I'm interested to see if that's an element here too. But I'm going to specifically, I want to look at like the cups cards that come out, because we have the page of cups that came out crowning, and that's interesting that came out. So let's see also what else. Double portion, I think in you know, those terms, if we look at it from that biblical reference, to me, it's like double portion of positive things coming to you. I can't say, because I don't have the actual, you know, scripture in front of me, what it exactly is referencing, but I feel like it's a double portion of abundance. Double portion, it's sort of like almost like a karmic payload. Like I'm seeing like maybe like a karmic payload, or some positive things that come in. Like it comes in bigger than it would come in normally, which essentially is like almost like good karma, like karmic blessings. And also being deserving. To me, there's this energy also of like being worthy, being deserving of the extra. You're worthy of more, basically, is one of the messages that wants to come through. And you're going to see more, because we have the double butterfly there. I'm also seeing twins. Those, for some of you who are expecting or going to become pregnant, you might get pregnant with twins during this period of time. I don't necessarily feel like that message is for everyone. I feel like for most of you, it's just like extra happiness, extra like emotional positivity, or emotional feeling really, really good, blessings. The Page of Cups. So let's talk about the Page of Cups, you know, here for a second. This Page of Cups, I usually see as a person who's resting, who's relaxing, who is very calm. She's very stress-free. And that's not necessarily like the life that she lives. The life that she lives is usually quite busy, usually quite hectic, usually quite full. So when she gets a chance to have alone time, or when she gets a chance to have time to herself, and when she gets a chance to let her hair down, it's a positive moment. So the Page of Cups crowning this reading is actually very fascinating for this astrology too, because it resonates with maybe one of the things that's changing in your personal life. So for some of you, if you never get any time off, or if you never take any downtime, that may be one of the things that's changing. I also feel like for many of you, if you haven't gone out, like if you haven't let your hair down, if you haven't like done anything for yourself, or if you you know, live quite a very stressed life, you know, one of the things that's changing or going to be changing is that level of stress, or that level of maybe the cup prior to this point has been just not as full. You know, maybe you haven't felt really happy about your life. And a lot of people, you know, there's a lot of dissatisfaction. You know, some people even think that maybe like nobody's happy. Now, I don't believe that. I think that there's people that genuinely feel happiness, but like, you know, are in a very positive place in their head, and positive place in their life. And so I think that's not entirely true. I think that, you know, we all go through periods of time of more stress, and then periods of time maybe where things are less stressful. I feel like this signifies with that astrology, for those of you who are watching, this to me is a time of more ease or more grace. And this would be also a time to give yourself ease and grace with all the things that you're doing, whether it's personal life or work life, whatever it is. This is a time to make sure you're taking time for yourself and your alone time, and making sure that you are, I don't know, for some reason I'm seeing like a bunch of supplements or vitamins, people that, you know, like to take vitamins and stuff like that, maybe taking those. A lot of people have said when they take their vitamins and stuff, they feel a lot better. But it's not just that, it just has a positive, like emotional, message to it. Okay. And it's interesting. Okay. So the Three of Cups came out, and that was something that I had said, you know, earlier when I was talking about the basket looking like a cup. Some of you are going to have more than one option in love, with your love life. I'm not sure how it's connecting to these other people, so I'm going to come back to it. I want to lay out a few more cards here. I'm feeling that for some of you, there's going to be shifts and changes in your career. You know, the Knight of Swords, clarified with the Magician, to me, that's a changing of the guard in your career. So you might not necessarily see a change coming in your career, but there's some shift that's going to be occurring. Now, it might be a minor shift. It might be like you decide, you know, you maybe take on a little bit more responsibility and get like a new title or something. Maybe you change jobs altogether. Maybe you decide that you want to start your own business. For some of you, it's just, you know, there's going to be changes within your business or the business that you work for. Maybe there's people that are going to leave, and then there's going to be like new people that come on board. I'm seeing like these two birds here, but it looks like there's a third thing. So there could be like a three person change. So like if you work with people, like maybe in your department or whatever your team is, like maybe there's changes with two people of management and like a, you know, a coworker, or maybe 3 coworkers leave. It feels like there's just changes, different kinds of changes within your career. I also feel that like maybe for some of you, you've put some things that you've wanted to do on a back burner, and that's another thing that's changing. So like, let's just say, for example, you've been wanting to, I don't know, get more creative, pick up some old hobbies, do things that, you know, again, you haven't been able to touch. There's going to be a changing with that. That's what I see. I also feel like for some of you, like, you might get in touch with people from maybe the past, or there might be people that get and reach out to you. You know, I'm seeing the wings here, and those are feathers. And there might be some people that reach out to you, maybe regarding career, from the past. Maybe there's been some people that have wanted to reach out to you, but they just haven't. People maybe that you used to work with, or people that you used to be in touch with. This could also be extended family as well. There's just changing with the people that you're communicating with, and even within a community. So let's just say you always go to one place, like for coffee, or for, I don't know, you know, to see people in your community. You know, people hang out at coffee shops, and people hang out at churches, and people hang out at different, you know, for different social functions at each other's houses. You know, like if you've always gone to the same place, or if you always kind of like hang out with the same people, I feel like there's going to be a shift in your community and like who is in your community. And, you know, it's really interesting. I'm getting an Eagle Tribe message, and I started like a whole basically series of videos on my new channel about the Eagle Tribe. And the Eagle Tribe is essentially a group of very high spiritual beings. You know, you may be a light worker, you may not be. There are messages from the Eagle Tribe, and then there's also messages for the Eagle Tribe. I see, you know, when I channel for Eagle Tribe, it's both. So some of you, like, you may decide you want to pick up your light work again. Like maybe you haven't done your tarot readings, or maybe you haven't really worked with people, you know, on a psychic level, or doing healing work, and you're deciding, okay, during this period of time, you're going to do it again. For some of you, you might decide to close your readings and be like, okay, I'm not doing readings, and I'm just going to, you know, focus on other things in your life. And like you might send a, you know, group thing out that says, you know, I'm closing my readings, or I'm not going in this direction anymore. I do also see that for some of you, you might be, I want to say, working on like there's 2 messages that are coming through, like removing toxic energies or toxic elements. And I feel like you might really shut down any kind of toxic messages and toxic patterns. And This is a message to really shine your light, and not really engage in any kind of maybe text wars or like, unhealthy communications that maybe bring out the worst in you. I also would say for some of you, there's a shift in a changing in your love life, in your level of, I'm seeing the teddy bear here. Within your love life, which is interesting to come through the Magician, but I'm seeing, it looks like mistletoe. And, the mistletoe, obviously, it's a Christmas, thing. But when I think of it, I think of kissing, kissing under the mistletoe. And so I think that there's a strong message about, a shift in your love life, a shift in people that maybe you hook up with, or maybe that you get physical with, or like if you haven't been physical in a while, this is getting physical with someone. This is really getting into someone. We have the Strength card, and she's not wearing very much, and he's not either. So I have to say, with the bear here too, this is loving relationships. So let's just say, like, if you've struggled in dating, this is a shift towards more positive, loving, very physical relationships. Very, I don't know, like, this is reminding me of this movie. Where, I don't know, it took a lot of time for the masculine to kind of figure out that he wanted to be with the woman. And I don't remember the name of the movie, but it's just showing me this movie. And so for some of you, if you've had, and that's what's changing, so that's what's turning. So like if you've been, trying to date and it takes a really long time for things to develop, that's going to be changing. You might have a relationship with someone or start a relationship with someone, and it might move faster than you're expecting. Or things might, like, it's sort of like the speed at which you're doing things is going to change. The basket is composed of fire and air, and that, is movement forward, healthy movement forward. And I really like this energy. It's one of the reasons I wanted to do this reading, because I was like, I really like this energy. And I really like positive movements forward. I've been talking about this for a long time now on this channel. We got stuck a long time, with the node in Taurus, and we had in 2023 that, Jupiter in Taurus. It was just so hard to move forward. And I feel like for many of you, you're going to feel like things are going to pick up speed. Like you're going to be like, oh, you want to go out for coffee, or you want to go over here and you want to do that, and you just go and you do it. And it's just gonna, things that have been stuck or stalled are going to shift. It's going to open up. The energy is going to, I'm seeing like when the Enterprise in Star Trek is floating through debris, they make it through the debris. And that's kind of what we're, and it's so interesting. I looked down and we have that's the 5 of Wands here. He's, talk about debris. I feel like you're going to be overcoming things. That's one of the messages that wants to come through. Many of you, you're going to be overcoming things that maybe have previously, maybe if you felt blocked before, if you felt like things weren't moving forward before, if you felt like you were in an obstacle course before from hell, like it's going to change. I'm seeing this love, luck, and blessings. It's like these ladybugs are popping out like so strongly here. Many of you, the blessings are going to start to pop. Like, I'm seeing good things come in threes. I'm seeing just like in multiple things. So it's not just like, oh, you're going to have a singular moment where things are going okay, or you're going to have a singular moment. No, we have the double butterfly here. We have this double happiness energy. I was seeing the bee as well, and the bee, pollinates multiple flowers. By the way, guys, there might be a change in going from, let's just say, dating multiple people to deciding you want to settle down and have a family, or deciding you only want one person. It can go both ways. For some of you, like maybe if you've been single, maybe you're deciding, you know what, I want to date multiple people, and you just, kind of get back in the game. With the bee though, I was thinking that the energy is just going to become sweeter. To me, there's just all this really sweet energy. The bear here with the love, the bee, which is naturally sweet, the butterflies, the ladybugs. It just feels very, very sweet to me. And so like maybe if life has not been as sweet or things haven't been as sweet, or you may have felt again like maybe there's just been a lot of things you've had to do, a lot of things on your plate. I feel like you're going to be, and that is one of the things that's changing. I feel like you're going to get a lot of things done during this period. So if you felt like, okay, your plate was too full and you couldn't get anywhere, I feel like you're going to be getting so much done. And it's going to be very fulfilling. I also got a message about teamwork, that came through the basket, actually, when I looked at it. I was like, that's interesting. But also, I was thinking about that when I saw the charms as well, with these two pieces here and these, it's just an energy of strong teamwork, and we have this strength card, which is about friendships and working as a team. The magician is very singular in getting things done. So you might have been like up until now, just kind of doing everything by yourself. And going into this period, you're going to have help. You're going to have people that are on your team. And because, we have an Eagle Tribe message here with the wings, you're going to have people that are supportive of you, that want the best for you. You're going to have people that help you, people that want to help you. You might see a change in, like I said, going back to that energy of your community, where you go from maybe not having that many friends to having a lot more friends than you're expecting, or you go from a place of maybe not wanting to be like as social and then becoming really happy, like, with the people that you're hanging out with or the people in your community. And also, the team doesn't necessarily have to be like best friends. It can be doctors. It can be counselors. It can be people that you don't ever actually see in person. It can be, we all talk about Twitter friends, and it can be Instagram friends, and it can be all kinds of people that we know that we have in our, community, that it can be old friends as well. Too, that come through. Old friends are the best. They come through right when you need them. So for some of you, there's going to be more about your team, more about people that come through for you, more about shifting into maybe a mindset of being a team or a mindset of a relationship. It feels more like people are going to be shifting into maybe wanting to have long-term relationships. Maybe going through periods, this last period of being like, like it was kind of a desert, and it wasn't the best time, and I want to date more, or I want a long-term relationship. What else here? Last messages, guys. You got the Sun card. Yeah. You're going to be, I don't necessarily feel like it's all going to be easy, because with the fire energy, that's like an imprint of transformation. And that is, transformations have to do with growth, and they're not always pleasant, and they're not always fun. So it's a cautionary for some people that maybe aren't necessarily ready for growth. But I feel like those of you who are kind of, who are dying for some growth, or dying for some energy of the new, or dying to do something different, or dying to just feel like, I don't know, like a sense of expansion. The sun here is expanding things, and it does have that strong Jupiter energy. And so for many of you, this basket is going to be expanding things for you in your life in a positive way. So you're going to be shifting. The thing that's changing is out of this energy of maybe frustration, or maybe the feeling of things are at a stop or a dead end, or a feeling of you're not sure where things are going. You're going to have a really clear trajectory. Your trajectory is going to change. That's how I feel. And it's interesting. I mentioned that in the beginning. During these last several days, that things have significantly shifted for me. And so I feel like for many of you, you're going to feel that or see that at some point. And I don't know when that's going to happen or how it's going to happen, but you might have a light bulb moment, or you might be like, oh, that's what this is. And it might just change the way or the path that you're on. I have to let you guys go here. Thank you guys so much. With the pineapple here, please stay hydrated. And I wish you guys all the best. I send everybody big hugs, big kisses. And I'll talk to you guys again soon.